Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And this is Princess Ingegerd of Denmark, now Princess Ingegerd of Antioch, who came to southern Italy when she was but a girl after her mother remarried and her father died when she was very young. That was King Canute, who's now called the Holy. And that must have been a very traumatic event for her, the whole circumstance. And being pulled out of her environment, being, well, I don't want to say dragged, but being transported to southern Italy along with her mother, now with a new husband, now with some younger siblings who are also there, and younger half-siblings. And then there came Bohemond. Bohemond, who asked for her hand in marriage. And to her, he must have appeared like some kind of god, right? So this very tall man with his warrior physique and his aura, his exploits that are known to everyone. And he asked for her hand in marriage because she was a princess. And I think to her, that was such a validation of her station, which I guess at that point she would have struggled with her own sense of self-worth. We can see that in some of her traits. She's shy, for example. And suddenly she is this princess of Antioch and wife to one of the greatest warriors of his time. And then she gets to Antioch. She is part of the whole thing. And Bohemond treats her with utmost respect. And I think he would have told her that he would be there, that he was always be there for her, that he would protect her, and that kind of makes them soulmates in the way that they are. She loves to be validated by him. He loves to be adored by her. So I think that works for them very well in the end. And then we have this health event that Bohemond had. Let's leave there for a moment and then get back to our man here, our main man Bohemond. Then Bohemond had this health event. That was a few years back, and all of a sudden he was not the strongest man anymore. All of a sudden he was very fragile. And I think that was again very scary for her, and that must have kicked in that trauma from when her father died so suddenly when she was little. We can see that here, that her father, there we go, he was just 43 when he died. 1086, right? And she was born in 1083. So she was a very, very young child at that point. She wouldn't even remember. But of course, she remembers everything to go with it. Her younger siblings probably don't, right? Because she does have two younger siblings here. They wouldn't remember the father, but she might have. And she would remember all the things that followed. Now, anyway, she has been nothing but a sweetheart, I think, since then. She's in her own way. She's trying to make things better, however little they may be. For example, we had this little event last time where she asked Bohemond if he wanted to go on a picnic with her. So there's these kind of small things. She does not have... I don't know. I don't think she has everything at her hands when it comes to like the full knowledge of what she can do. But she does what she can with her own means, and I think that's very sweet, and that shows something about the kind of relationship that they have. And he's always willing when she's there for him, right? He's not denying her. Now the problem obviously is that they have 3 daughters right now. They don't have a male heir. And that is going to be a problem for the realm that Bohemond has built, which so far is not only Antioch here, but is also incorporates Lebanon and now also the bigger Duchy of Aleppo here. So what do they do? Well, I guess for as long as Bohemond is here, he will still try to have a son with Ingegerd. That's what they will do. Now, last time, there's been a lot of anxiousness around Bohemond's health, which kind of, fits in with the whole situation and everything. But I decided ultimately to go against one of the mods that I have installed. In that case, it's a mod called... what is it called? More Quality of Life Rules, I think it's called. It's a set of settings that you have in the game that you can set in the beginning. And one of them was to have a health be more delicate. And I always put that on because I think it adds to the whole feeling of being in this medieval environment. For example, this setting allows for illnesses, for sicknesses to actually develop and become worse as they go along. So, for example, if a child is born and becomes sickly, it's very likely going to die. And that is kind of realistic in a way, right? So that's why I like to keep it. Now, the thing is, it also introduces some traits for some characters that reflects their aging. And in the past, that somewhat made sense, because there was not much else to counter the effects of aging. What am I saying? To actually enforce the effects of aging, there we go. But now, Paradox with the 119 patch have introduced all these health traits that reflect old aging, and I think doesn't mix well together, so... I don't want to have a Bohemond that dies at 52 out of, like, being old. That sounds wrong to me. So I kept the setting intact. The only thing that I did for now was I deleted the traits. So let's see where that goes. So for now, he is currently in fine health again, right? Because he is infirm, and that's going to get worse over time. But at least he does not have these age traits here. And we do see that he's otherwise very much focused on his health right now, focused on medicine. He enjoys eating his bread crusts. That apparently is very good for him. No, I guess it reflects a certain more conscious way of eating, I think. Not exactly, I don't know, to be taken literally. And of course, he is robust. He does have a good physique, so he would survive things that other people won't. So he's still there. He's just, do see he's like holding his cane here. By the way, does anyone know a mod that adds the new animations to the barbershop? Because they are not in there, which is sad, because I would like to use them for a thumbnail. But I can't, because they are not in there. So yeah, if anyone knows that, please tell me. Right, and for now, Bohemond has called for a gathering. And this is not just a feast for the sake of feasting. This is actually his way of bringing a lot of the nobles of Christendom together in his lands now, right? So that they may also see what he has conquered, may see his glory. And on the other hand, he has invited the Pope. And the Pope is actually coming, and I guess he's not someone to decline the invitation to a feast. I think, yeah. Anyways, and he is there for a specific reason, which is something we cannot do in-game, but that would be something that historically someone like Bohemond would have done. The Pope is here to actually sanction the... well, at this point in time, at least, right, the succession, and say that indeed his 3 daughters are able to inherit, and that is something that he would want to make clear. We always have to remember that medieval times, especially at this point in time, right, we're at the somewhere around the 11th or 12th century here, there was not much in terms of some kind of written constitution. Something like Magna Carta and so on in England, right? That's later, or Goldene Bulle in German, in the Holy Roman Empire. That is much later, and here you don't really have this kind of written framework that would say, oh yes, definitely, when Bohemond dies, his daughters are going to inherit. That is not clear, and in fact, if something like that wouldn't have been done, that might have led to a lot of strife upon Bohemond's death, and probably a lot of his male relatives vying for that position. So by doing this, he would make sure that anyone who would go for his titles after his death and take it away from his daughters, they would do that. They would do so against the Pope. So you always want to have the Pope on your side when it comes to these things, because he would be this kind of, or perceived at least, as this arbiter. Okay, so that's currently what we're trying to do. And of course, interestingly, the Basileus is also joining us. Now that's very interesting because, as we've said in the first episode, in the beginning of the Crusade, Bohemond would have been the one to get to talks with the Basileus and be the one that represents the Crusaders. And they have had this discussion, and they were taking these vows to take back lands that de jure belong to the Byzantine Empire, or Eastern Rome, and then give it back to the Basileus. And, of course, Bohemond did not do that. He said, okay, I took Antioch, that was all me, and the Basileus did nothing. So here we go. This is mine. This is not his. I'm not giving that back to him. And now the Basileus is coming over. So how do we perceive this? Well, depending on what happens now at this feast, I think Bohemond would take this as some kind of confirmation that he is indeed considered an independent ruler, even by the Basileus. And maybe for the Basileus, this is a chance to kind of reconcile, a chance to make sure that he still has this influence over this area here, when we know that also the Armenians are independent and doing their own thing at this point. And then there's this kind of buffer zone here between Eastern Rome and all those former vassals by the Seljuks and the other Turk rulers in here. So there we go. Speaking of the Turk rulers, by the way, they've lost, right? The Sultan is not doing his best. And I think that Danish Mendids here are thriving, though, at least to this point, because now they are defending here, and it seems they are not doing well when it comes to that. We will see. But apparently, and by the way, Edessa here is also fighting. They are attacking in a holy war, while still being engaged in the motherland, in a war in the motherland. There we go. And I guess at this point we'll just roll it. But, oh, no, I have written some things down. First of all, yeah, last time I did invite a woman to court for the explicit purpose of becoming a wet nurse, and then I didn't do that. Is still just poor. I thought she would have been better. She's young, she has a son. But no, apparently that is just poor. There we go. Milk production. Oh, there you go. Jesus Christ. Well, let's have her in here, and then I think Bohemond is someone who would want to encourage competition in his children. I think that sounds like a Bohemond thing to do. Of course, we can go back when it comes to these things here. By the way, should we have any other position? Do we have a seneschal? Should we go for... Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I wanted to do that, but we only have average ones, so that's not going to do it for me. Then again, I can invite people to court. And I did see that we have Radolf Dortwil here. That is our first cousin, being 66 years old. His father was Geoffrey Dortwil, so that was one of the brothers of Guiscard. And they did have, there we go. There is still Tancred of Camarda. So he's still landed, but the older brother, Radolf, is not. And he's just hanging out some port here. And I guess we can invite him to court. And you do see, we get his whole family. That's him, that's his wife, and there are his sons, and even their wives and children. And one of them is Godfrey Dortwil here. He is 6 years old. And that might be a person that could be groomed As we do see, first cousin twice removed, and considering that it's our point of view, so from the point of view of our daughter, that would even be further away. So that sounds fine to me. I always have this rule where I say that there should be at least 7 links between parties that marry, right? So I would count with him being like 1. So then we go 2, 3 to Radulf. We go 4 to Giscard. Oh no, we go 4 to even go further, right? Because that's then his father. Here, that's Geoffrey. That's the 4. That's the 5. That's the 6. Et voila, 7. So that's exactly 7 links. So in my view, and that's obviously simplification, that would be fine. And I guess, again, that could be something that is being discussed with the Pope while he's here. Need some kind of dispensation for that, probably, so that we don't get any weird things happening afterwards, right? Someone else might say, hey, they are not legitimate, and so on. And again, yeah, that's why I will now kind of clicked it away. There you go. Invite him to court along with his family. I did see there's also others that I might invite. Words. There's this guy here, Basile, who kind of looks alright, being 11 prowess, tough soldier, and so on. And loyal. Good for him. Being a bit lazy, but yeah, never mind. There we go. Invite him. And now, I guess we can keep going. It's 28 days until this begins, actually, so they are already there. Oh, the Pope is still traveling with his entourage. There we go. And I do have a learning perk. Which one would I choose? I said, okay, does it really make sense to go on the whole of body trait? Personal physician costs less to hire. Treatments have better outcomes. Although I guess it makes sense, right? We did say that is his focus right now. Keep being in good health. There we go. They are all joining our court. Is any one of them? No. None of them is good enough to be seneschal. Damn it. Well, there we are. But I can check for... let's see. Not in the list. Or maybe he is already... There we go. Maybe he already has a guardian. Right, that is Raimon. Diplomacy. That sounds fine. But I guess what we will do is remove his guardian. And then... alright, okay, he's traveling. I will pin him. Yeah, I can still create the Duchy of Lebanon. I don't think I need to do that. It said here that... that she is going to inherit it. Oh, she is going to inherit the Duchy of Aleppo. Oh, I don't think that was intended. Is there any way I can have better laws? Do we have... I don't think we have access to partition law. That's not great. Or maybe I need higher control for that with the mod that I've installed. Oh, I did everything I could, ensuring that Basileus Alexiot and Alcide would be as far from each other as possible. It was not enough, and now they have nearly come to blows. In the middle of my feast, one of my guards is close to the brawl and looks to me for the order to intervene. Yeah, of course, I mean, what do I do here? There's this random dude from the street that apparently the Basileus does not like. What's up with him? Like, what's wrong with you, man? It's just a random guy, lowborn, Italian. A peaceful man. Yeah, I mean, of course, we could go the route and really humiliate the Basileus, but no. We're going to throw Alcide out. That's obviously not going to happen. Maybe that was a kind of situation where that was, I don't know, a servant or whatever. My lord, the wine. We cracked open the next barrel and it's all gone bad. Well, okay, so what do we do? I guess that would be, that's the cheap option here. That gives us some money, I think. But I don't think we will have this. We will need to buy more wine in that case. Because this, yeah, we have the Pope here. We have the Basileus here. We cannot look cheap in front of them. That's out of the question. And, of course, that's not good for our finances at all. But here we go. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Pope Paschalis. We spoke all evening about all manner of subjects, and as things would have it, we seem to have a lot in common. I had such a good time with him. Oh, that's interesting. Oh! He even becomes our friend. Look at that. I think I've kind of said a lot of nasty things about him, but now we will only give him praise. Ah, look at him. Such an astute intellectual. Such high learning. The feast is dwindling down, and I find myself deep in conversation with my inept acquaintance, Alexandra. What kind of description is that? She inquires about my opinion on various poisons and their application, a subject she is deeply interested in herself. Okay. No. I don't think he would indulge her. That seems very fishy. Talking about poison with me. The feast is starting to draw to a close, and my visitors are surely expecting me to lavish a little attention on Pope Paschalis, our esteemed guest of honor. Traditionally, a complimentary toast and a deep drink of violet charbat does the trick, okay? Then again, all Paschalis did was turn up. Well, no. He turned up, yes. He made the long and arduous journey to come to our table, and he was so friendly in doing so. He is a very nice man, and he gets the toast that he deserves. There we go. Along with all the paperwork that legitimizes our daughters as rulers. In case we don't have a male heir. That's obviously written in there. Right? It is time for a break from Alamir's routine lesson plan. I think it may be a good time to pass along some values of House Dortville to him. Now, this is Prince Alamir. And yeah, there has been some kind of fantasy booking, I want to call it, in the comments about him. And obviously, I mean, there's some really crazy thoughts here that when you entertain them, they can get really funny. He is, of course, Said, right? He is from the blood of the Prophet. And when he marries, when he has children, they will have that trait as well. And that obviously would be such a great thing to have in this environment here. But again, he is a hostage. He is someone who's just there to ensure peace. And a one-sided peace at that, right? Whenever Bohemond wants, you could just send him home. And what he's trying to do so far is to make sure that Alamir stays on good terms with us. He is the oldest son of the Caliph. They, of course, have a different way of inheritance and succession. So when he dies, then Magistrate Amri here will take over. But at some point, Alamir again might be in that... Where is he currently in that list, by the way? Oh, not even close. But at some point when he gets older, I guess he will be in that list. So then we would have a Catholic ruling over Egypt, maybe. Or parts of it, right? And that would be interesting. There could be A, the probability of having an ally in there, or B, there could be the probability of internal strife within Egypt, right? Where you now all of a sudden have some kind of religion crisis and wars, and that would destabilize the region further. That would be good for us. I think that's Bohemond's reasoning. He is, of course, not a good-hearted man. He would do these things with a very calculated outlook. So there we go. And therefore, I don't think he would go out of his way and, as you do see here, stress himself in a way, to make sure he is raised in the best way possible. Oh, he can discover these things on his own. Few candles survive after the last of the guests has left. I can hear a pair of servants letting out sighs of relief after the doors close. The food is still warm on the plates. With that, it's all done. There we go. Got some legitimacy, which is always great. Got some prestige. The county of Aleppo gains great banquet for 5 years. There you go. That's great. Popular opinion is always good for us, given the fact that we are an occupier. Foreign occupier. Oh yeah, and does that lead to Bohemond actually becoming an eager reveler? I guess why not? Yeah, there you go. Right, let's return. I was looking this up. Yeah, Halab is the old name for Aleppo. I think in Arabic and so on, it's still called Halab. It's Aleppo in the west. The dust of the road parts before Bohemond's entourage to reveal a remarkable sight. A caravan of Sogdian merchants, their laden camels adorned with bells and bright tassels that jingle with each step. The traders' weathered faces tell stories of journeys spanning from the distant lands of Cathay to the markets of Constantinople. The caravan master, a sharp-eyed man with a silver-streaked beard, approaches with the easy confidence of one who has bargained with princes and khans alike. Behind him, his men unload samples of their wares, bolts of shimmering silk, packets of exotic spices, and curious artifacts from the east. "Honored traveler," he calls out in passable Greek, "we have walked the same roads as your ancestors, carrying treasures between empires since before the Caesars fell. Perhaps you would hear tales of the eastern routes, or examine goods that few in these lands have ever seen?" I'll take everything. I wish to learn of eastern trade routes. Let us negotiate for the finest silks. My court deserves it. All these Sogdians travelled far. I'll enjoy their companies and tales. Yeah, I don't think we are at this point where we really want to invest. Kind of still are trying to recover from the expenses of that feast. Well, I guess, yeah, it's nice to hear some of their tales, especially to learn about the geopolitics of the lands that he's traveled through. So there we go. And there we are, back at home. Okay, so now let's get back to Godfrey here, who's still traveling. Okay, that'll take him a while. So there we are. Oh, and there we go. We can ask for some gold. I guess we will do that. There we go. That's the pros of having the Pope as your friend. We can collaborate with Mediterranean pirates. Now, how do we do that? I think I would like to do that. That could be another chance for Bohemond to find ways to deal with the position that he's in. And obviously, we are very dependent on trade right now. That's a main thing through all these harbors here that we occupy. Thing is, though, if I choose this, then I can't have the pirate den. They would want to have the pirate den. So what I can do, I think, since we haven't changed our court so far, I guess what I can do is have Alexandretta here as a temporary main court, and then we take the option here. 4 years, pirates have operated from the coast of Alexandretta to prey on merchant vessels sailing the Mediterranean, yet there is more to gain if we work together. After all, it is not uncommon for ordinary merchants, like ones we do business with, to turn to piracy to make extra coin, nor is it unheard of for pirates to offer their services to enterprising lords. But previously, such things were done in an ad hoc, disorganized manner within our realm. Now, we have struck a deal with the local pirates. In exchange for letting them establish an official base in our territory, they will raid the shores of our foes on our behalf and provide us a share of the loot, as well as support us in our military ventures. There is no shame in associating with pirates. It is merely another tool we have in our arsenal to protect our economic and political interests in the ever-dynamic, dangerous world of the Mediterranean. Yes, of course. That is a very much a Bohemond quote there. There you go. We also get pirate infestation, I guess. Control decline and popular penny -10. Okay, that's a bit bad. But then we have the pirate hideout, the thieves' hideout. They are now indirectly subsidized by the state to prey on mutual enemies. The pirates of this region have only begun to establish a foothold in this part of the Mediterranean. There we go. Tax is plus 0.7. So that's definitely what we were looking for with this move. And I guess now we can move back to Antioch. There we go. Alright. So this is now the special building here. Of course, we couldn't have that because there is a special building already here. I find a rare moment alone with Alamir to giving out my usual lessons on matters both worldly and pious, but the boy seems to have something else on his mind. I have been fascinated with your illustrious house, uncle. Can you tell me some of the legends of the House of the Hauteville? I can tell him of Tancred. Is that... I don't think by that we would be referring to our dead nephew. I think that would be referring to... probably him. That's the grandfather. Although I think... You know, it's a 39% chance, but I think we would take it. I think he would try to make sure that well, the de Hauteville is Bohemond. Ah, we did it! He is impressed by the story. There we go. And be more likely to be loyal to us, and there's some opinion gain left and right. Good stuff. Oh, the existence of my plot to tarnish the reputation of Sultan Radwan has been discovered. Oh, curses. I don't think this is going anywhere. It's like minus 145%. No. So, yeah, okay, I guess we can abandon that one. I guess we will get back at Radwan at some point, but we will do so with military means. There you go. Everyone seems to be part... no, what is this? Defending against King Philippe in the Holy War for the... Right! Yeah, so what happened last time, and I'm not exactly sure why that happened. And I guess, oh yeah, because that is not a de jure part of Edessa. And for whatever reason, the person who inherited this... which is... who? Alright, yeah. There we go. Eustache the Third of Boulogne. He is part of Flanders and therefore part of France. Therefore, this is now France. And now, since the French king has territory here, he's like, oh yeah, I can go ahead and well, why not do more? That is very interesting. There he is, Philippe. Was defending also. Tyranny, against the tyranny. And then there he is, attacking. And, well, if he ever gets to do this, obviously it's going to take him some time to get his army over here. I guess he has good chances of actually doing something here. Which will be weird, because then he would be, or he already is, I guess, a competitor. I guess we still have the truce here for 2 years. By the way, is he there yet? No. Is he there yet? No. He will be in a moment. Godfrey, come to me. my first cousin twice removed. And I think we'll be care for that ourselves. I think infirmity does not make for a good educator, I think. I think there's a problem there. Oh, we don't really have someone who can do well in that regard. That is unfortunate. No. Don't think we have a great option here. Well, we do still have Giselle as our tutor. And I think that she would be well equipped to handle that. I don't want him to become Craven, though. That would be... I think if she passively... if she passively tutors him, then he will not get her... Well, I guess just and diligent would be fine, though. Let's do it. There you go. By the way, that's still in order. Yep, that's good. We do still have people here. Don't know what to do with them, really. Oh, she's possessed. Jesus Christ. And I guess I can declare wars. The thing is now we really should take into account that Bohemond is not doing his best. And he will need all of his remaining energy to focus on lying with Ingegerd. By the way, is the setting still on? I don't want the YouTube to there we go. To get mad at me for showing 3D models in the nude. Where was that? There we go. Oh, she stares at me, her eyes burning with lust. Well, I'm overwhelmed with respect and adoration. There we go. Like I said, he adores her. Aha! We have the decision to renege on Mediterranean pirate collaboration. Okay. Oh, but before we do that, the family gathered this evening in Antioch's Great Hall for a feast, and it did not go well right from the outset. The air was full of tension. Then, almost without warning, my half-brother Robert began to argue with cousin Radolf's son Godfrey. Hey! That is... No, that's not our Godfrey. That's another Godfrey. There we go. Why? I'm not entirely certain, but something surely must have set them off. Their shouts grew louder and louder, echoing over the general din, until finally Robert stood and drew his blade. I barely knew what was happening before it was too late. The rest of the family pulled them apart, and Godfrey stormed out of the hall. Now the two have become bitter rivals. Oh dear. Okay, so what's this? Local pirates are more trouble than they are worth to work with. Many are merchants, many are also people of ill repute, and it's time to distinguish ourselves. Ah, right, okay. No, I don't want that. That would be silly, since we've just invested so much money into having it. So I don't want it. Ah, there you go. I found myself fascinated by the human body and all the secrets that it still keeps from us. Questions of life and death are constantly on my mind. To read texts on the topic is all well and good, but I cannot help but feel I would learn a lot more from hands-on research. Naughty Bohemond. Yeah, okay, right? Ambitious and callous. He does not have scruples when it comes to that. I try to hold my breath as I sift through the tangled mess of slimy, swollen entrails sprouting from the corpse's belly. Oh, we're already there. All right. But it is to no avail. The putrid stench of decay slowly finds its way to my lungs, making me gag. Something then tears open, and a stream of viscous, yellowish ichor spills all over the operating table. What was that? I guess we would need help, because I don't think I can find that out for myself. Alright, let's ask Giselle. She would know. Hopefully. Not sure, though. Is that, by the way, why is she traveling? Unable to order will. Alright, the husband died. Was she at my court at some point? I don't quite remember. Giselle was ecstatic to learn about my newfound interest in anatomy. With her help, I have significantly deepened my understanding of the human body. I only wish there could be some way to stave off the smell. I'm starting to fear all this exposure to bad air might not be good for my health. Uh-oh. Yep, there we go. There's this medieval belief that all kind of sicknesses are, comes with a stench, right? Miasma. Some flowers could help. Oh, there's a 40% chance he might become ill. I think I've learned enough. Well, obviously that is, but he is concerned with his health. That is a scare, right? Health scares are a thing. And again, he's brave and ambitious. When it comes to things like that, I always like to put in like this kind of randomness. So I'm going to, wait a second, I could actually put this in my... Can you hear it? And that's a 4. So I think I have learned enough as it is. Right, I put like 1 to 3 would be the first option, 4 to 6 would be the other. Right. He is too scared. Well, maybe not scared, but it's a calculated thing, I guess. If all these kind of foul smells are around, he does not want to get ill. He needs to be there for as long as he can. Because obviously, well, first of all, he wants a son. Second of all, if there is no son, he wants to, he wants for his daughters to reach adulthood. That would be good, I guess. Or you can't let... Oh, right, okay, that's the knees. Okay, yeah. What's Count Baldwin doing here? Oh, he's now attacking the Sultan in the Holy War. Okay, I guess he started a war with these guys here, but then again, the Seljuks kind of had the same war, and now they're fighting them. I guess that's not going to work out. There you go. There's the mighty Sultan Iran Shah Turan Shaholu. Oh, my spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my acquaintance, Reis Ertekin, is scheming against me. What? Alright, he's not even... I guess we will just oust him. Nothing much I can do. Ah, there we go. We have a tarnished reputation against us. Oh, it's going well. Spreading lies. I think there's enough truths that could be spread around for him, so I don't know if we actually need lies. Oh, there we are again. I was strolling around the courtyard in Antioch today, all but lost in thought when I looked up and saw my wife standing nearby. I smiled the moment I saw Ingegerd, and she responded in kind. Almost without a word, we fell in beside each other and walked about. To anyone watching, it was simply husband and wife having a stroll, but as always, I was lost in her presence. She listened carefully as I complained about my various problems, offering little in the way of advice, but more of a means for me to vent. A very heavy sigh, she would gently chuckle. At every heavy sigh, she would gently chuckle, and somehow I felt better. Before I knew it, hours had passed, and yet still, I wasn't tired of her company. This, I suppose, is what it means to have a true soulmate. Yes! I like how the game reflects this kind of idea I have about their relationship, right? Again, Ingegerd is not the most knowledgeable in anything, really. But she knows how to make Bohemond happy. And in turn, like, he knows how to make her happy too, but because she's just by being with her and making her his focus, I think she's already fine. There we go. We have the bliss of a soulmate. It's a health boost! For 5 years! Ingegerd, you've done it again! And of course, for whatever reason, for whatever reason, we take the time afterwards to also lie with her. So there we go. Come on, Ingegerd, we can do it again. We've done it 3 times. I think there is, of course, there is a health, a fertility penalty on this one. It's only -10. With my leave, my daughter Albarada and her wet nurse parade into my chamber. Wilhelmina poses like a herald and proclaims, "My lord, you witness a monumental occasion. Albarada has a mighty gift to offer you." She nudges her forward. "Go ahead, Albarada, tell him." "Father, I lost a tooth." My daughter proudly presents her toothless smile, handing me a pouch with a fallen tooth inside. Alright. Well, do we just say a gift befits a gift? Yeah, I guess that would be the callous option, really. I don't have time for this, go away. But I do think that he wants to take special care of his children. That is something that he has on his mind. And that option here seems nice to me. Right? So, there you go. And maybe he would even wear it. Well, I mean, wear it. Take it with him as some kind of charm. For good luck. Oh, there we go. I enter Alamir's bedchamber to find the room absent of him. Scattered across his writing desk, however, I find a pile of half-written letters addressed to Cairo. Letters are filled with details about my court, hiding places, who provides my meals, and the names of malcontent servants likely to betray me. I turn back and see Alamir standing bereft in the doorway, like a hunted animal moments before fleeing. Right, okay. No, he's not going to forgive that, of course. That is treason, right? And I think Bohemond would be rational enough to realize that is not Alamir's doing. He's trusting, fickle but diligent, right? He's eager to please. I think that is his main trait would be he's very eager to please. So I'm guessing that someone else is using him as a spy. But no, we cannot just say this is forgiven. He will never write home again. That is definitely now a thing. We cannot have that. Oh, Radolf died of old age. Right, okay, yeah, he was already old. His sons are still at court, all of them knights. Good for them. If I ever had any other... if I had any more land, I could actually give that to one of them. Maybe even to Godfrey's father. That would make sense then, right? And there's Roca de Hauteville. Okay. We have a lot of relatives, so this will constantly pop up. People dying. It happens. Leading members of the local Middle Eastern community have presented to me a most valuable gift today. Another one. A simple but elegant manuscript filled with literature written in one of their languages. They believe such a work of literary and aesthetic value will demonstrate their appreciation for my recent efforts to reinforce relations with them. Well, that's nice. They keep doing that. Giving me little gifts. That's appreciated. Oh, I'll take it. That's the same thing then. Yes. Okay. Well, maybe I do need an antiquarian, someone who can take care of these kind of things. Yamashid is asking to do this. Okay. Well, you do it. You disloyal man. Well, so far, I guess I can't complain. Alright, what is happening around us? He is losing the conquest of that part here. Okay. He is losing that one rapidly. I guess he's winning on time when it comes to this. Yep. How are they doing? Oh, there's a lot of attacking and defending. Look at us. We're in the middle of this. No one's coming for us. Like, haha. They have all these troubles, but we don't. How's Jerusalem doing, by the way? Alright, they're all engaged in the wars over here. Alright. I guess what I would do is... Oh, the body is weakening. There we go. Oh no! Oh, the age thing is back. Ah, that's a... Ugh. So I deleted them in the save file, but apparently there's some kind of variable in there that's kind of set to true or whatever. So whenever it is checked, then yeah. I think I will need to get back to this and delete it again. Look for that tag, but I don't want to quit the game right now. So I hope you don't mind if I cheat a little for the time being. I just want to make sure that these age modifiers, which would be severe by now, are not counted in, right? And I can't just... Problem is, like, I cannot just delete the modifiers because I need to know the specific modifier and they must be in that list here in order for me to be able to delete them. Right, so if I said here negative modifiers, it is not in here. There are different ones that the game is that the cheat mod is already offering. But there we go. None of these really are there. So what I can do is just give him a boost, I guess. Looking for one that might be this one here, right? Give him a boost for the time being. I can definitely get rid of that one at some point. There we go. Oh, is that not? Oh yeah, there we go. Now his health is obviously excellent. That shouldn't be the case either. But I will get back to it. I will delete that one and make sure that he has the appropriate modifiers. There we go. Oh yeah, we have been the victim of a smear campaign. Aha. So... do we have that somewhere in here? Tyrannical reputation, is that it? No, I don't think that's so. I think I might have earned that another way. There we go. Tarnished reputation. Prestige is minus 0.5. General opinion minus 15. Jesus Christ. That lasts for 5 years. Wow. Okay. That's certainly not good. Huh. How's our military doing? All right. Yeah, when it comes to the accolade, of course, the thought is to be able to have... Well, would I be able to have them anyway? Because I can only have... Well, that's an interesting idea, right? So if he gets to level 3, am I able to have those special men-at-arms? Because that would be great. I really would want them. But then, again, there's the question of, can I do that as a Norman ruler? I don't know. Guess we will see. There was someone in the comments giving advice on how to work with men-at-arms and what kind of accolades work best to support the men-at-arms and so on. That's all great, so thank you. Just keep in mind that I have about, I don't know, 5,000 hours in CK3. I generally know what I'm doing. So, there we are. Right. By the way, we do have another holding here where we don't have anything. We have another castle city in there, but of course, anyway, we don't have the money for it. So there we are. So what's happening around us? Oh no. Body weakening further. Jesus Christ. That's happening fast now, is it? Well, not that fast. There we go. Would be a moderate penalty. At this point, it would still be in fine health because that's actually the robust modifier, right? It's evening that one out, and then we only have positive ones. So I don't think he would be in trouble, right? So the kind of cheat thing that I just did is not reflective of reality. We didn't actually give him a boost there. That's what I'm meaning. To educate child. So the thing is, I guess, what we are not able to do, apparently, is to... apparently, we are nowhere near having a son with our wife. That's certainly not a good thing. Someone is plotting against me again. You can tarnish my reputation again? Jesus Christ. I guess it would only replace the existing modifier. Is he that... Right? Why can't I do anything about that? I can attempt to convert him. Okay. That doesn't seem realistic. Can try to murder him, of course. Intimidation is also something I could do. Oh, I don't know, at least try. Oh, the Pope is helping. There we go. But I guess that's another one where his... yeah. Maybe I should do that too. There you go. Redouble guards. That only, as you do see, courtiers and guests like me even less. But I guess I can do that. Oh! I am invited to the coronation of Sultan Radwan. What can I say about that? Interesting. Very, 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 very interesting, obviously. He's, isn't he still in the middle of a war? Didn't know you could do that in the middle of a war. Well, he's losing that one here. And he might just win against King Philippe because he's having trouble at home. He's not able, he won't get here in time, I think, in order to do something about it. But he's losing these lands over here. So, when he loses them, and that is supposed to be here. Won't he... Huh? There. This is about these lands. So I guess I can say, yeah, okay, sure, I can do that, but well, it's 5 months anyway. Just let's have a look at what happens here, because I don't think this will be gone. Yes. Oh, by the way. Uh-oh. Are they here? I don't see them. Where's that coming from? Oh, right, okay, so they fought somewhere. Maybe on the mainland. I mean, mainland. Europe. Mainland. So what's happening? Hello? Doc Doc? Do your thing. Oh, yeah. Just quickly. Do the thing, and then I'm going to look at this again. My show is still on. That's weird. Is that going to stay at a minus 100% now? Because they have to wait until the coronation is done. That'll be very weird. Yeah, okay. You're always there for me, and I hope you know that I'm grateful. My hostage, Alamir, approaches me in a rare display of honesty. No, we don't go for that option. We know that this is our way of making sure that we have a hook on him. Okay, I guess I'm going there. Not no jungle stalkers. Jesus Christ. There's a war-torn area here. I guess that would be the better option then. There you go. Then we have... That's a 32%. 81%! Jesus Christ. I mean, that's his reasoning there. Kind of wants me dead. Is there anything else we can do? This is all... does that do anything? It's dry lands, so... oh yeah, dry lands danger, minus... Okay, yeah, okay. At least there's that. Alright, I guess we will go. I mean, obviously, if I participate here, then I am going to disrupt loyalists and be a general ass. Doop-de-doop-de-doo. Alright. I finally arrived at Raqqa for the coronation. Love or hate the Sultan, none can deny the feeling of importance shared between we who shall stand witness. Yeah. The gathering is as grand as expected. Faces familiar and foreign mingle, and I hear greetings just warm enough to be polite. When the host speaks, the room quiets out of instinct. My friends, my vassals, my kin, your presence honors me more than any crown could. Until the ceremony begins, eat, drink, speak freely, and know that I see each of you and will not forget who stood here with me today. A kind promise, or quite warning, depending on how one chooses to hear it. Yeah, I guess this is a very precarious situation that we are in here. Obviously, there would be some kind of truce. I think there is still a truce, right? Yeah. No? There is not. Oh, yeah. No, there is. 12 months. Okay. Sultan Radwan takes a second to observe the crowd, smiling coldly. The voices of the courtiers have become as constant as the chirping of birds, and I have no doubt that Atabek Dukak intends to join them. Good prince, he says, sliding up to me. May I be so bold as to ask what are your thoughts on the celebration? I have no doubt that Sultan Radwan's rule will be one of love and justice. Yeah, sure. I say nothing. Oh, the game is still thinking we are traveling. We had been traveling for much of the day and so on. I guess I will not take that into account then, because we are in fact here. As the light of the day wanes, I see Atabek Dukak looking in my direction. I guess there's not much variation, because there's only 4 people here. A fine day it has been, would you not say, Bohemond? We must certainly thank Allah for these blessings. We Maturides revere his teachings, he declares with pride, taking a deep breath before continuing his theological dissertation. Ugh. Yeah, I guess, send the prattler to born ignorant supporter. Why is he like here? Why is he like a respectable all of a sudden? I stand at the threshold, ready to lead the coronation procession when Farida barges forward and scoffs. She is his wife. My service to the crown demands I take precedence. Her rude challenge disturbs the sanctity of our preparations. No. I'm going first. If they decided that I was to be a special guest of honor, I will go first. You go in line. And again, someone is trying to intimidate me. Like, do I have that many enemies? I don't have any enemies. What are they doing? Why? Well, I guess as we do see here, that's now much better now for us to control that. Robert, will you do something about this, please? You're supposedly good at this. Okay, prelude almost over. No. Insulting me, you ill man. All preparations are complete. The great ceremonial assembly now awaits in Raqqa's high mosque. To cheers and exultation, Sultan Radwan's procession past the crowd, and my retinue follows in our honorary place. Peasants teem forth for a glimpse of the soon-to-be sultan. Atop their parents' shoulders, amidst the multitude, Mashriki children grin. Okay, so they like him. Until the ulama, the Syrian nobility, and the common people have all acted their customary part, Radwan is no true sultan. His rule cannot be just without their acceptance of it. I guess this is the same text all the time, right? So I won't read it out every time. But there's the kind of acknowledgement by the people, the priests, and the nobility. The Sultan proudly approaches his sovereign throne. Onward goes Radwan, bedecked in his inaugural regalia. The prayers of his lips mingle with the swelling chants. Together he and his subjects pray. The most gracious, preserve this sultanate under heaven always, now and forever. Unto the ages of ages, bless, O the most gracious, the strength of the Sultan. Lords, Bagatus, peasants bow low. Sultan Radwan of Radwan takes the sacred seat, the place of his power. Hail Radwan, all cry out, by the will of Allah, our Sultan. He is a stain on his high seat. Yeah, he is. I want to be in his place. And I guess that is why he ultimately... Ooh. She's pregnant. Let's hope for a boy. That's ultimately why he wanted us to be around, right? He willingly took the chance, and he knew, obviously, that I wanted to be a detractor. But he also wanted me to see him being crowned king of Syria. There he is. And there he also... Someone slapped him in the face, I guess. Or the crown here is a bit hurtful. Radwan stands by himself in front of the crowd as all await his oath. For too long, lands that belong to Radwan have suffered the rule of lesser hands, of those who mistook possession for legitimacy. That ends now. From Sugna, they will know true governance by me. And of course, that is ultimately now why he wanted us there. That is the declaration he wanted to make. Oh, what happened to his spouse? Okay. Well, I guess the one who's here is his secondary spouse then. The first one is currently out of order. Because the Seljuk Sultan is... yeah, okay. He's having a bit of trouble here, right? He's really not that convincing. Right? I guess he wants to terrify me. He wants to terrify Bohemond. But his display here is really lacking. Even if the magnificence is good. Like, he's doing a good job. Everything around here is good, but I think Bohemond is not taking it. He's like, yeah, okay. Come for me then. You and your what army? The formalities have ended, and with them the stillness that held the gathering in place. A few murmurs rise as the host stands again, this time to mark the end of ceremony and the start of something more relaxed. He's even calling me a friend. Well, we'll see. Who's that guy here? Blonde bearded man playing some kind of instrument. Okay. What started as an orifice became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Dukak, where wasn't he, like, insulting me earlier? Now he's trying to make friends. Okay. Weird man. He's trying to confuse me. Prince Bohemond, my old foe, Sultan Radwan, calls my name. My dear brother, Dukak speaks that's his brother, okay. Speaks fondly of you, proudly says, taking a sip of his tea. I have been looking forward to feasting with you. Okay, so now you're trying to appeal to me, to cozy up to me. I apologize for nothing. No. He would even become my friend. No. No. Okay. Well, I guess that's the only option here that makes sense to me, but I wonder why he would gain opinion of me then. I guess because the option is interpreted of saying I'm not here to talk about him, I'm here to talk with you, I guess. I don't have an option here that's insulting to either of them, so I just take that one. Because I don't want to compliment either of them. He tried to obtain your gold. We could all tell that Atabek Dukak had too much to drink. My man. Wasn't he the one that tried to tell me about his religion? And now he's drinking when he shouldn't. Being a bad Muslim. We could all tell that he had too much to drink, even though he insisted on showing us how sober he was. Simply rising from his seat proved too much for him, and I know I'm spattered with stinking vomit. What? He vomited on me? Jesus fucking Christ. Sorry for swearing. Yeah, no. I'm obviously telling him that he's an arse. Jesus Christ, what am I doing here? These people are mad. I'm not sure that they have an agenda. I think they want to have an agenda. the way they're playing it out is weird. Because Dukak, he's supposed to be his brother's supporter. I think he detracts from everything that his brother's trying to do. Okay, so it has finished. It was, in the end, respectable. Okay, I tried to do what I could. Maybe, through me at least, he couldn't have gone to a grand coronation, so there we are. Right. His reign has begun. There's weird, weird people. What even is he? Dukak. Oh, why? Why is he? Okay, I guess I'll return home. Utterly confused as to what their motivations were for this. But I guess, yeah, the main motivation was to tell me that they are... right, yeah, it was here, and now that's part of the Seljuk Empire. So he has already lost land. Idiot. Okay, nothing here. What an idiot. And I guess, well, the truce is still here because it only shows up for us. Yeah, 9 months. I guess we just wage war with him again then, right? Show him that his words mean nothing. Order restored in Aleppo. That's good. A strong realm is a stable realm. Very good. Where else can we go and do something good? 50 years left. What's happening here? Folk. No, that's not Folk. That's Ode. Ode, what are you doing? There's some special modifier in here. Unsafe highways. No, that's not factoring into it. Minus 98. Uh-oh. At some point we are going to have peasant factions and that kind of stuff, right? So that's something not to look forward to. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He is certain that my knight Gaillard is scheming against me. What? I think I cannot have that. I cannot have someone that is effectively helping the enemy. Tarnish my reputation, doing anything here. No, that's a no-go. That's a no-go, mister. Yeah. I guess you could say that is behead and devour. Yeah, no. It is treason. It is treason to directly aid the enemy to go against Bohemond. So I think he'll be hanged, of course. He would not be beheaded because he's lowborn. He is not offered that arrangement. Instead, he will hang. There you go. Such a waste. The dawn is cold as my guards bring Gaillard face is... face is pale. Dread written in Gaillard's features. Okay, there's a kind of sentence that was lost here and lost there. The rope is fitted snugly around Gaillard's neck. With a nod from me, the steps are kicked away and his body jerks and struggles. The crowd erupts in cheers as his life ebbs away, and I stand resolute, knowing justice has been served. There you go. That will hopefully show any other one here that I will not suffer any of this gladly. Any of those shenanigans. Alright. For now, is everything in order? Oh, they're still fighting. Okay. While traveling, I notice a sizable stone on the side of the road, one which is clearly carved by human hands. What is it doing? What is it doing here, I wonder? I get off my horse and come over to investigate. I see there's some sort of writing on the stone, but it is all worn out. There does appear to be some carvings of what appears to be... there does appear something that appears to be... Oh, Jesus Christ. Holding weapons, perhaps fighting. A few moments later, a traveler is passing by. He notes my attempts at deciphering what the stone is about and tells me, I live not too far from here. That stone, according to the elders, commemorates 100 brave youths from here who generations ago sacrificed their lives to defeat the evil bandits who were terrorizing these lands. The battle took place right here. Okay. I guess, obviously, we are in an area that has been occupied by humans and like by civilizations at this point for, I don't know what, 8,000 years. 7,000. Somewhere around there, right? So these are some of the oldest cities. Obviously not Antiochia. That city was founded by one of the generals of Alexander the Great. So at this point, Antioch would be like 1,300 years old. But the area in general is like, yeah, the oldest civilized land. So, right, all of the kind of Levant. Well, traveling. Yeah, okay, that was that. Inspired by heroes of the past. Okay, well, I'll take it. My spy master has come to me with a discovery. He's certain that my acquaintance Timer Pellet is scheming against me. Who's he? Acquaintance? Well, let the trade to be known. What I want to say, I think, is that that stone that we saw here might as well be thousands of years old. Might have been something that one of the former cultures in this region here has left. Oh, there we go. I do not need the hashish anymore, apparently. I guess that's good. It doesn't feel that much pain, apparently. Oh, there we go. Our daughter, Alberada, has become 6 years old. Alberada has shown curiosity of her ancestry and is growing to be more like a child of House de Hauteville, in that meaning she is going to be deceitful. Okay. Yeah, sure. It doesn't serve her that well because she's going for a diplomacy education, so there's that. Right. She needs a guardian. I already figured out that we don't have strong guardians when it comes to diplomacy education. Again, just choose Giselle then. You can already mingle with her soon-to-be husband. Being taught together, isn't that sweet? Oh, there we go. My courtier Sikelgarda has given birth to a daughter. Since the little one is a fruit of the Dortville tree, she should be bestowed a name worthy of her heritage. Agnes Dortville. All right. Yeah, sure. There you go. Alamirs has seemed quite distant and cagey around me lately, avoiding me in those moments of contact we have. I guess for a reason. When I finally catch a moment alone with him, I place a sympathetic hand on his icy shoulder. He just shrugs it off and backs away from me. What do you want with me? Every moment we are together is simply torturous. You're an ogre, and I can't wait to get away from this place. No. I don't live to impress him. He'll come around. He's still a trusting individual. Oh, no, okay. I guess he doesn't like me that much now. Because he's angry. Because of my tarnished reputation. What they say is not true. I'm not a bad man. Not a good man either. But, there we go. How are they doing? That is not working for them. That apparently is working, interestingly. Okay. How are they doing? Currently no wars. Good for them. And what is this? Oh. Ali as the armor inspiration. Ali. He's very competent. Oh, I guess I could use some armor, right? I don't have any. What is it? What's the cost? 50. Oh, that's fine. So, what do we take? Chainmail, scale armor, sturdy, lamellar armor. Obviously, traditionally, he would take chainmail. That is the typical armor that he would have worn at that time. But then again, we are in a different environment here, so we might as well take something local. I think I trust his judgment on that. He will do something good. I hope. 8 months. Yeah, okay. Oh! Ingegerd, you have been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you, and now we have a perfect little son. One day, child, you will carry on my legacy. What name would befit a prince? There we are. It has all led to this. We have a son, Eureka! And historically, I think Bohemond named his son after himself. So we'll do that too. Of course, he wants him to carry on the great name that comes with being Bohemond d'Hauteville. And now all of these shenanigans that we talked about here are all null and void because he will inherit everything, the little man. He needs to be protected at all costs now. Wow. That is what we needed. I guess we can embrace celibacy now. Is that giving you health bonuses? I don't think so. I guess we will just use. We discover that we can wash our hands. That's apparently a thing that needs to be discovered. Well, I guess in 2020, many people discovered that that's something they can do and should maybe. Oh dear. Sorry, I don't want to raise any traumas. Right. Here he is, our son and heir. And of course we make love to our wife. Maybe we get another son. Now you would think, hey, wait, we don't want to have another son. We want one heir and he will inherit everything. That is not medieval thinking. You want as many sons as possible. Even if you divide up your lands, that is part of the system. That's not something you work against as a medieval ruler. It's very much wanted. What you want is strength and numbers, and that is what the Hautevils have strived on so far. Alright, creative direction. My lord, the work on your precious artifact is proceeding well. My beneficiary Ali seems in a very good mood today. I'm not making any promises, but if I manage to produce a true masterpiece, what idea would you like to guide my hand? Oh, to cause more casualties to them, less to us, to encourage my knights to greatness. Yes, that is what I want. That is what I want. Oh, look at that. King of Jerusalem is in the neighborhood. We have Lollards in Luxembourg. Okay, that's none of my concerns. Again, there is already a game rule that says I would like to have heresies in a historical way, and Lollardy is something I think that pops up in the 14th century, I'm not sure now, in England. They are kind of progressive for their time because they are already... But they already have some of the talking points that the Reformations and so on in the 16th century would have. But yeah, that's not a very historical thing to have at this point in time. Oh, at this point it seems that that is coming from the direction of Egypt here. He's doing that. I guess he has a reason. Right. Oh, the truce is gone. I think... Oh, what was he doing? Aha. It's like everyone is fighting around us, only we are not fighting. And I guess it might be about time that we start fighting again. There he is. And we might as well go for Homs. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Again, oh, I don't have the... I guess I need to wait for a month in order to be able to do this without penalty. There we are. Don't have enough piety. It appears that tensions between two of my family members has boiled into an intense rivalry. No doubt they would expect me to pick a side. Why do they expect for me to take a side? Guy or Mabel? Guy or Mabel? Mabel. Guy. I think I like her better based on her traits. So I guess she's in the right. Ooh, for too long the Catholic faithful have been brutalized by... Okay, that does not make any sense. But I guess the game has to officially have Crusader kings. While we already had a crusade. But I guess not in technical terms, in mechanical terms in the game. So now we do have access to that. Oh, that's going to be interesting. What will they choose for a target? Oh, again. So, I wanted to have a war with him. Ah, he is attacking here. Oh, that's interesting. That's bold. Given the fact that he has like 193 guys. Okay. The problem is, of course, that when we declare a holy war, then other people might join in. But we've seen that before, right? It did not happen before. Alright, again, I need to have 80 piety. Jesus Christ. I've already forgotten about that. As I step over the threshold to my personal physician Giselle's office, I find her bent deeply over a book. This translation of Hippocrates. Hippocrates is atrocious, she says with a sigh. If I were to follow... Hypocrites. If I were to follow these instructions, I am as likely to cure my patient as I am to kill them outright. Okay. But I guess I cannot really add to that. I'm not a learned man. That's also not something he would say. I mean, he is brave and so on, so he might as well try to help her. So there we go. Yeah, of course. I'll make a fool of myself. That was foreseeable. Okay, so we do have enough piety now. I mean, he wouldn't be able to join that war now, right? I mean, they are all... But he is also waging wars left and right, right? So he might as well not... He might not do that. We try. We are definitely trying. We go for the Duchy of Homs. There we go. Declare war. Why is he now? Oh, do I have any more? Ah, Roger. Yeah, okay. Now we call him because then he's not able to call on him. Because for whatever reason, he's still his... Ah. Again, right? Commanded by you. What does that mean? That is incorrect. They are already raised by someone else. That is probably what's happening. But anyway, there he is. I guess you can just put him on a horse and he'll be fine. It's the problem that should someone take him off his horse, that would be problematic. But apart from that, we're good. Okay, so whom do we take as our left flank commander? Yeah, I guess I should take a cousin. There you go. And I guess I would like... Oh, it's going to take some time again, right? Oh, yeah, okay, he's joining. 23 days. I cannot go for him directly here. That's a shame. Well, he's stopping there, so I guess I can. Get the better modifiers here. No, he's leaving. Aha, because Kinasrin is joining. Very good. I guess they're already enough. Problem is he is very fast, right? Because he does have his horsies. Okay, here we are. I guess what we will be doing then is, well, first and foremost, besieging. Or should we try to go for him? Again, he might just run away. That's... Oh, you can try. The best thing, obviously, would be to... Yeah, okay, he's already leaving. I don't think you'll be able to get him in a fight. Of course, the best thing would be to get him in a fight and then imprison him. Okay, so by the way, Sultan Arslan is joining him, but that's not doing much. Aha. The scheme was discovered, now it's even gone. Well, okay. That one is still ongoing here, apparently. And now he's coming here and says, my lord, I mean no disrespect, but this forge of yours, let's just say if you want the laminar armor, okay, laminar armor, that's what he's doing, to be at all serviceable, you're going to have to invest in a new one. That's 50 gold. I expect good things then, right? We are ambitious, we want the best. For now, we will entertain his whims. The courtyard is filled with the familiar sounds of running and screaming as the children of court partake in their play. Despite the noise, it is oddly peaceful until the pained shrieks of Alamir summon me to intervene. Stop it, Bohemond, Adelaide keeps hitting me, says the 14-year-old boy to my 5-year-old daughter. First of all, I'm very proud of my 5-year-old daughter, being bossy as she is. I don't care. Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I guess it would be like, you know, you should learn to defend yourself. If you cannot defend yourself against a 5-year-old girl, you're of no use to me at all. So there you go. Oh, and she is pregnant again. Amazing. Oh, there we are. A papal envoy has reached my court, bringing news from the Vatican. Pope Paschalis issued a call to arms to all righteous Christian rulers. As a Catholic prince, I am expected to prepare my men in support of this most holy cause, sponsored by the Universal Church itself. To all those who will take the fight against the vile infidels desecrating the holy grounds of Badajoz, the Holy See promises full absolution from all sins and a guaranteed place in heaven. They're not going for any more lands in the east, apparently, right now. I think they should, because we are doing our best to weaken the place. They could go for Egypt, for example. I don't think that... I guess at this point he would say he considers. Yeah. Because that is... Badajoz is... here. Yeah. Don't think that sounds like something that he wants to be involved in. I mean, of course, there is ambition, there is bravery and so on, but again, he is calculating. And this does not seem a venture worth undertaking for him, I think. He would have to move his army from here, making himself vulnerable in a highly volatile area. Oh. Antagonize the spouse? You cannot be serious. That will fail. What's he doing? What is Radwan doing? Where is he going? Is he actually trying? No, you cannot be serious. Is he trying to besiege my lands back here, because we only have a garrison, apparently, of 166 in Bari for some point. For some reason. What? That's crazy. This should be higher. Well, I guess it can be, or will be higher in a moment. Ugh. Right. My lord, my beneficiary Ali waves me over to a covered armor stand. He is trying hard to keep professional demeanor, but I can see the fire in his eyes as he tells me his work is done. With a flourish, he rips the fabric covering away, and my eyes grow wide. The armor is constructed from horizontally overlapping iron bands that are excellently laced together with cords of wool, while the trim and lining are cut from fine satin. The set includes a nasal helmet and a mail coif, padded with satin. The whole armor has been plated with a thick layer of gold, no less. Wow. It's just +4 prowess, that could be better, but I guess the knight effectiveness +6% is quite nice. I'll take it. Oh, yeah. Alright. He will do this, right? He will actually try to... Well, I hope they will go up to 200 here before he is able to do anything. Ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. That man. Pompous. He's a pompous ass. That's what he is. There we go. Stubborn. Stubborn as a mule. Idiot. I guess he wasn't exactly provoking me. I would have done this regardless. So, maybe that was just his way of trying to do something, at least. Queen Kanimana. Right. Another wife of Caliph al-Mustali. He's about to be dead, so that's going nowhere, that scheme. Right. We are about to end this. Then we go on to Homs. There we go. The walls of Hama have fallen. Oh, we do need to also get this one here. Jesus Christ. Eh. 3 months. Okay, at least it's fast. At least we get some gold this way. I can vassalize Tancred of Kamada. Okay. Wow. I guess he is actually doing it. He cannot be serious. 9 months. And I guess this is still, even while the holding is under Alright, no, the holding is under siege. But he's at 190 and he will lose men. So this is going nowhere. Stupid idiot. So we will take him. We can even... No. But normal feudal obligations is fine. Yes, 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 of course. I will take it. Come under my umbrella. Be part of the glory that is Bohemond. Why am I, by the way, not the house head? Why is he the house head? He only has 268 troops. I think it's a bit weird, right? Because the game still thinks that House Hauteville is... yeah, impassive succession. I think the game still kind of thinks that we are a Muslim house. Because we have house unity and that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's something to look into as well. Oh, by the way, yeah, the dynasty head is... Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. He is stronger than we are. Yeah. Oop. Uh-oh. Right. The question. Do we do this or not? No. We will not partake in the crusade. By the way, what are they still doing here? They're still doing this, right? Fighting over here. Oh, good for him. And I guess he also called Rufus into this. Interestingly. Ah, okay. There we go. Okay. Unrelated child. When he becomes 16, I guess I can get him to my court again. He does have these claims now. Right? And there we go. We do have a second son. Oh, that's good stuff. I think we will name... No, do we name him Robert? Never established that, right? His relationship with his father. Because obviously he would have had mixed feelings about his father's actions. Then again, we do know that historically Bohemond fought for his father. Did everything to get, I guess, his father's approval. Would we name him after his father? That is a big question. Would he do something like that? Okay, we do that. Coming more from this angle of saying we want to have a name that relates directly to the house and our claim of superiority over the house. There we go. Yeah, I guess we can help them now. Or should I? I'm not going to win anything from this. Could I just go directly for... That's a 6 as well, so that's going to take a while. How are they doing, by the way? They're still at 192. Should I try to go over there and just beat him? I guess we can do that. Because he's, for whatever reason, he's quite fast. There we go. And we are not so fast. Right. Pascalis is writing. It has been brought to our attention that you have yet to pledge your support for the upcoming crusade. Must I remind you that it is your sacred duty as a Catholic prince to wage war against the unbelievers and infidels? I'm doing that. I'm doing all of this. Right now. Here. Yeah, I'm already doing my part fighting the infidels. What do you want from me? At this point... What? I got an artifact. A lucky coin. Oh, more domain tax. No, we'll still take this one here. This is a lucky thing for us. And I guess that one too, because that's the one that we got from our wife. But I guess we can do with one... Yeah, monthly lifestyle experience is quite nice, but yeah. No, we got the lucky coin. There we go. 2.6 up to 2.7. Mm-hmm. Alright. Yeah, okay. And there's this happening, of course. I guess we have to intervene when we come back. He's down to 191. I think this should have got... And he will be... Jesus Christ. You cannot be serious. Why is he so fast? He doesn't even have siege equipment. Why is he so effing fast? They say that distance... Alright. And while we are on the sea, somehow, Ingegerd is able to communicate with us. They say that distance makes the heart grow fonder. It appears that is true, for my heart is very fond of you indeed. I'm told your army is camped off far off somewhere in, I don't know where. And if that's so, then I hope this letter reaches you and finds my husband in good spirits and good health. I shall be thinking of you until you return to Antioch. Maybe you got that letter back when he... Yeah. Oh, he's able to do this! This is so infuriating. What? Doing there? What? Has this triggered? Okay. He is... That is someone who's now inserted by the game from the Historic Invasions mod. Master Maudud of Seljuk Codex. 34,000 guys. Okay, yeah. I guess the mod does not adjust for the other adjustments that I make, which makes sure that there's less people around. So I guess he will win all of these things. Stories of Danish. Okay. Danish Mendit. Alright, okay, so he's going for that region. Well, at least we don't have to fear him then. And I hope we will be here in time to beat him up. Yes. Right. I cannot believe it. Why was he so fast? Supply route raided, yeah, of course. Oh, we're going to get that back here. We weren't even able to capture him. Oh, very nice picture here. I mean, obviously, this is all just annoying. This is not really damaging us. It's just annoying. We had to deal with this in the first place. Right. There we go. Again, we can take a hostage to ensure peace. Do we even want that with him, is the question. Do we even want that from Radwan? You can keep your hostages. But again, should we die very early, it would be better to have this kind of reassurance. It's a common thing. You would do this. Because someone argued in the comments that why would he do this if he doesn't perceive the other party as a threat? We are actually... This is just a bonus for us. Because we are able to do this in a one-sided way. We are demanding a hostage. And he can do nothing about it. He can just say yes. Because we have crushed him. So we can do whatever we want. And I guess we will take the fickle one. There you go. You're coming home. Okay, so now what do we do? This obviously is not something we can tolerate, so we will come to his aid. There we go. And now I have to... I guess it will suffice for us to raise the man-at-arms. Have Fulk with me, and I think he can do his fair share now. There we go. But this was to be expected. They had like a popular opinion of minus 100. So there we go. That's not very good. And then we will see what we do about our new lands. Oh. Indulging myself in combat against some of the enemy's levies, I find myself slashing through their weaker, less trained forces with ease. I guess not with ease at this point, given his infirmity. But again, he's on his horse. He does what he's been trained to do, so that's all muscle memory and all. Maybe he is not able to hold his shield as he used to before. Maybe from this stroke he's a little bit like weakness in his limbs, but he can still fight. Yeah, we know that, right? He has a prowess of 16. Where was I? Cutting down a few enemies every few minutes. The soldiers alongside me are equally thrilled as their unmatched skills give them easy kills. Eventually, I find myself clashing with a slightly shorter, skinnier opponent who rushes me frantically. I step aside and allow them to fall past me, stumbling to the ground. As they stand themselves up, their helmet slips off, revealing the face of a boy, no older than 16 years old, and with not a single hair grown on their face. Whilst they clutch their blade bravely, I know this fight is unfair. Do I subdue him without killing him, or do I cut him down like the rest? I mean, he's callous. There we go. I'm very sorry, kid, but we're not swayed by that. The clash of steel has faded and the dust settles on the battlefield of Suria. The forces have emerged triumphant against the army of leader Nuri. And leader Nuri is now going to lose. Ah yeah, okay, but we are not doing this. This is for 32 days. Okay, can you just quit this then? And then we can resume. I don't know why it takes the AI so long to end their wars. I really don't know. Is there some kind of... I know that there are ticks in the game, but there's also on actions, right? So if that should be a trigger, the 100% here should be a trigger for the other party to then say, okay, let's, you know. Don't understand this. My ward Alamir has come of age, and it is time he left my care. So, can I invite him back to my court? Yes, I can. And he will even take his maman. Okay. Well, I guess so. There you are. My boy. He does not like me. That's obviously a problem, having people at... Why is he not... Do something, please. Just do something. I mean, I'm not currently in a war, so I don't need to muster my armies, so I can just disband it, I guess. There we go. But this is... I hate this. Alright, okay. So, lands. Whom do I give it to? And I guess I will go for one of my... Dotville cousins. Raimon here has the ability to hold... it's domain limit +1. But I guess that should suffice for him to hold 2. Because, let me just check with me. I have a -2 game rule. He is a count, that's going to be a +1. Norman is +1. There we go. And then he has... yeah, okay, so he will be able to hold 2. That would be good then. We give this one to Raimon. I guess the two of them then. Hammer and Homs. There we go. Yes, he is able to have 2 holdings. Alright, this is looking better. And of course, now there's only this little thing here. And I guess that is the next war that we're getting into then, right? I should just wait a little. Okay, there we go. Victory, finally. Holding court, that is something we can do. My sister, Countess Sibyl, comes forward apprehensively escorted by her husband, Abel, who seems in bad temper. He spouts, "My lord, Mayor Eric is trying to seduce my wife. An affront to God, he has never liked me. It must be him." Okay, that's very convincing. Sibyl is clearly embarrassed to have this aired so publicly and can barely bring herself to meet my eyes. Ah, okay. He is the Count of Lecce, but he's only the Count because of his wife, Sibyl. Okay. I guess this is like petty squabbles to Bohemond. He does not care about any implications here. I think for what it's worth, he believes that Abel here is just doing this because he's petty and he feels like, you know, being this meager person here, he's not even able to rule. Yeah, go away. A peasant man stands before me informing the court of his plea. The recent war took a toll on the countryside, and we are not sure who the culprit was, but they looted an important cultural site to us Mashrikis from Azaz. Please, we beseech you, spare some of your resources so that we can see it restored. The peasant ends his request with a clumsy bow, a clear indicator of their lowborn status. I guess that is something that we will do, considering the fact that it will... there we go. Cultural acceptance is increased. And now you may say, but why? Because he's ruthless and so on. Yeah, he's ruthless, and that also means that he is thinking from a pragmatical point of view, and he knows he has just fought against rebels, and this is a way to deal with rebels before they become rebels. So there we are. A provincial merchant steps forward, clearly out of his element. In my rich halls, I beckon. Command, we don't have all day. Yes, my lord, he stammers. I'm Blave, representing the disgruntled traders and freemen of Tal Afrin, Aleppo's greatest city. Galeran, our mayor, is a barrier to commerce and the town's interests. We humbly ask he be replaced by someone else. Okay. Let's see. He doesn't seem too competent. I grant him that. Civic meddling. He, on the other hand, would be better suited. Okay. Oh, the meddling here is apparently not good for me. That does not look... Oh, wait, that's... Again, popular opinion plus 10. That's not something to look over. Yeah, I guess I will take the option then here. Throw money at the problem. And that will also make them more amenable. Still a minus 51. Alright. It is obviously taking its time here. By the way, can I not ask the Pope, who is my friend? Yes. To have, I think, Amaury in his place. There we go. Yeah, okay. The problem is that this 118 gold here is now not passed to the new one. That's just 180 gold. That's fine. But yeah, I want a bishop who's actually able to do his work. So there we are. Now you do see this is much faster now. Making love to the wife? Of course! There we go. Whenever I can. I can designate a guardian for Prince Cunade. Why do they all seek diplomacy education when that is something we cannot provide? Oh, same all the time. Well, I guess the most important thing for me is that he will convert faith. There you go. That's what I want. And I guess when we are entering the region of March, we'll go ahead and take the last remaining county here in Homs. Although I guess that means I have to create the duchy first, because I think I cannot otherwise... yeah, of course I could do that. That would be very interesting. And I guess I might. But for now, I think I will just do this. Yep. That should suffice. By the way, should he go and actually promote cultural acceptance? So that's something that we should look into. Oh, which culture are we actually? Alright, there's Greek culture here. Mashriki over here. There's even Assyrian over there. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Interesting. Oh, he's doing nothing. Oh, there's only 253 years left. Well, I'm looking forward to it then. You know what? Our vassals should be doing these kind of things. I'm not helping them. We need to train our own army. Oh yeah, and I did see that we can ransom him for 100 gold. I don't know why, but I certainly will. So there we go. By the way, at some point I could invest in my army, obviously. Oh, what's this? My husband, have you heard what they call you? My wife Ingegerd says to me while blushing. They call you Prince Bohemond the Griffin. Spectacular, is it not? It's on the lips of peasant and noble alike. A cause for celebration, I think, Ingegerd exclaims with a cheery tone. Oh, look at her. Okay, that's apparently a good thing, being called a griffin. The Griffin. You're vicious with both sword and scheme. Not sure I'm that vicious with scheme, but apparently, well, obviously still with sword, so there we go. The Griffin. That's evocative, isn't it? Maybe we can put a griffin somewhere in our coat of arms if we ever... Well, not with him, maybe, but maybe his son at some point will create his own house. Alright. Well, I guess I'm over the 2-hour mark, so there's certainly... things have happened. The curse seems to have been averted. We do have sons now. 2 of them, in fact. Well, obviously they are very, very young, and Bohemond, whenever I will take away the modifier here, he will struggle with his health going forward. But again, at this point, and I hope you will let me do this, or right, because I don't want the aged modifiers. I don't think they should be there. We take the infirm modifiers, but at this point, robust and infirm is evening each other out, so he would still be in fine health normally. I'll make sure that the age stuff is gone for good by the time I will reload to the save next time. And then, yeah, we will see what's happening. It's certainly there's things happening all the time, right? There's still wars over here. There's someone invading over there, which will be very interesting. And we will just see what happens. So I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.